What is up? What is going on, everybody? I am back with the Mariners post-game recap. I apologize for being out the last couple days. I'm getting over what I think is the stomach flu. Feeling much better today. Still not 100%, but I did want to get back on and make a video. Mariners did finish off the sweep against the A's last couple days, so that was really good to see. So came into this game against Houston on a 4-game winning streak. The Mariners do lose tonight 6-4 to the Astros in a pretty wild game. Mariners are now 0-1 in the City Connect jerseys, if you care about that sort of thing. Mariners got down 4-0 in this one, came back thanks to a Colton Wong bases clearing double, and then an Eugenio Suarez base hit tied at 4. Kyle Tucker 2-run home run in the ninth, and that was it, 6-4. Everything that happened isn't so much what I'm going to get into. You guys probably watched the game, but there are definitely a few talking points from this game that I want to address mostly before I get out of here. Hopefully I can get through it. I'm still kind of just short on breath and not feeling all that great. First thing I'll talk about is Yordan Alvarez 3-run home run in the third inning, I think it was. I'll talk about that a little bit. So Myers doubles, not much to it, just kind of double got down the line. I think sack, bunt, strikeout, Bregman walks, and then the question is, do you pitch to Yordan Alvarez? I think you let Luis Castillo pitch to him. Listen, I get it. I get the walking Mike Trout. I get the walking Yordan Alvarez arguments. I do. Not against it. I know Abreu's really struggled. He was on deck. So I certainly understand the notion of wanting to walk Alvarez in that situation. But one, you've got your ace on the mound. And you've got to be able to trust your best pitchers to get the best hitters out. Second of all, the pitch Castillo threw to Alvarez was a hanging changeup. I mean, don't throw hanging breaking balls. Now, obviously, that wasn't Castillo's intention there to throw a hanging breaking ball, but you got to execute the pitches better. You walk Alvarez. I know Abreu's struggling, but you still have to get out of that situation. Walking these guys doesn't automatically mean that you're out of an inning because who comes up next isn't as good or is struggling either. Maybe Abreu does hit a grand slam, up next. Who knows? Now, yes, I'd rather take my chances with Abreu than Alvarez, but eventually, like you said, you have to trust your best pitchers to get the better hitters out. I don't think that's a situation where I'm walking him. Not maybe if Marco flexing on the mound, maybe I'm putting him on there. I think you let Luis Castillo have a chance. And as amazing as Yordan Alvarez is, this sport, the game of baseball, the best hitters outside of 2003 or whatever it was, Barry Bonds, that had the 600 OP on base percentage or whatever it was. Everybody in baseball makes more outs than they don't. So more than likely, when a guy comes up, he's more than likely going to make an out than he is not going to make an out. And that's as amazing as Yordan Alvarez is. More likely he is going to make an out. So, I mean, eventually you have to trust your guys. You can't just walk these guys every single time and expect that to work out perfectly either. I get it. I do. Had they given him 4 fingers and put him on, would I have been against it? No, I understand it. But I don't have a problem with letting Castillo pitch to him. Castillo just got to make a better pitch there, and he didn't. Second thing I'll talk about is the ninth inning, top of the ninth. Matt Brash comes in, walks Jose Abreu. Looked like he had Kyle Tucker struck out. The 2-2 pitch was a really good, perfect pitch on the corner. Doesn't agree. It's a ball. And the next pitch, Kyle Tucker hits over the fence for a 2-run home run. Listen, I'm in favor of the automated strike zones. I'm over it. These umps have been terrible. And there's no accountability for umpires either. That's one of my biggest beefs. That umpire's going to be out there tomorrow, not going to get fined. Nothing's going to happen to him. So let me get that out of the way. That's bad. He missed the call, and it screwed the Mariners. Absolutely screwed them. However, Matt Brash still got to make a pitch. Like, this is, again, where both things can be true. The ump's call was bad. The ump's call did not automatically put 2 runs on the board for the Astros. Like, Matt Brash still a chance to get Kyle Tucker out. Left I think it was a fastball. I think it was a slider, actually. Kind of hung a slider 3-2. Tucker hit it out. Jose Abreu has been really bad this year. I think he has, 2 extra base hits, or 3, for a number 4 hitter. He walked him. Got to get Jose Abreu out to lead off the inning there. Brash was not particularly sharp. The command, once again, wasn't there. We've talked about that a few times. The stuff is great, but the command was not great today for Brash. So both can be true. Yeah, the ump missed a call. Not the first time in baseball it's happened. The Mariners have benefited from missed calls. Sometimes you have to overcome that. No, you shouldn't. But that's the nature of the game. That's all sports. Bad calls happen. Even if we had automated strike zones, we'd still have people going, oh, that didn't pick up this because of that and whatnot. So we'd still have bad things. So, and listen, it wasn't right down the middle either. It was on the edge. It was a strike. I think it was a strike. I think it should have been called a strike. I'm not trying to. I just want people to get their perspective on it. Like, it's not just all in the ump. And like I said, it's a missed call, but Brash has still got to make a pitch in that situation. Like, the ump didn't sit there and go, you know what? Two free runs for Houston no matter what. Like, that's not what happened. It was a pitch that was on the outside corner, looked like a strike. I think it was. I'm called the ball. That's bad. And again, the lack of accountability that happens with umps is ridiculous across the league. It's insane how bad calls, and you see the same guys ump at every game. But Brash has still got to come back and make a pitch. He still has to find a way to get Kyle Tucker out. He cannot walk Jose Abreu. So, yeah, the ump deserves blame. So does Matt Brash, 100%. Good for Scott for getting tossed there. I would have too if I was a manager. I think that's absolutely a spot where you get tossed, protect your pitcher. That was fine. The bottom of the ninth. Now, I don't know if the Mariners would have tied the game or done anything. Teoscar Hernandez leads off with a single. It's 6-4. And for some stupid reason, he decides to try and go to second to make it a double. Down 2 runs. In a game where his run, it matters. You have to score the 5th run to get to 6. But his run essentially doesn't matter. It's whoever's coming up behind him that matters. And he gets thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double. I cannot even comprehend how stupid that play is. And you guys know me. I normally don't get frustrated at things. That bothered me more than the ump missing the call. It honestly did. Because I don't get that. I don't get it. Good hustle, I guess. Cool, congrats. Like, it wasn't even that good of a hustle. Because he gets out of first, he stumbles, not sure, and then he decides to go. It's just not smart baseball at all. Now, I don't know if the Mariners would have done anything. JP did single the next at-bat. He would have had first and second, nobody out. Trammell did hit into a double play, so, who knows, but it would have given Wong and maybe Julio a chance to do something. So it certainly did hurt their chances. I don't know how much, again, of the game it affected necessarily, but just an absolutely bonehead play. Enough for me. That stuff, like I said, that bothers me so much. I would honestly think about benching him tomorrow. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just so stupid in that situation. Like, you're down 2. You just need a base runner. It doesn't matter how. Now, if it was a 1-run game, I don't have much problem with that. I'd wonder why he hesitated and just didn't go. But I would understand it, at least in a 1-run game. I would. In a 2-run game, it's like when teams steal bases in a 3-run game in like the 8th inning. It's like, my God, you just need base runners. Listen, he's trying to hustle. He's trying to make a play. I get it. Like, I guess I'd rather have that than someone that lollygags it down the line, like the White Sox game that a couple weeks ago, something like that. But, like, you just have to know the situation there. You have to know it. You're down by 2. Your run matters because obviously, like I said, you need 5 to get to 6, but your job is just to reach base and then let the people behind you hopefully bring it in. You don't need to stretch that into a double. There's no reason. Losing 6-4 or 6-5 is the same thing. So maybe I'm a little too harsh on the benching thing, but and the Mariners can't really afford to bench bats right now, so I don't know if I'd do that, but just stupid baseball. And that stuff, I'm defended Scott Service. I think he's a good manager, and I know some people don't like the bullpen usage. Some people mad that they're not swinging well, and that's Scott's fault. That would be something I would say Scott needs to get a hold of, like what Teo did tonight. Now, no, that's probably not on Scott, but that's where managers have to come in. That's where they've got to step up and say, hey, dude, you've got to be better than that and know the situation. Other things, like some things just aren't in Scott's control. Like Scott can't account for why Ty France hasn't had an extra base hit in 3 weeks. Like Ty's got to come through with that. But that stuff, and listen, and even there, I don't know if I put on Scott. Like Teo's a veteran. He's not a kid. This isn't his first rodeo. And I'm sure I haven't watched the post game. I'm sure he's owned up to it and said that was dumb. I get in the heat of the moment. And again, he didn't lollygag anything. He's trying to hustle it. Like I understand that, and I respect a guy trying to go all out, but you just have to know better. You just do. So a lot of talking points in this game. So like I said, just to recap that, I didn't have a problem with Castillo facing Alvarez, and not why. I let your best take on the best. Just got to throw a better pitch. Um, the ump, yeah, that's a bad call against Brash. It sucks. And boo the ump for that. But Brash has also got to be better in that situation. Still could have gotten out of it. And you can't walk Jose Abreu, who's been really scuffling this year. You can't do that. Um, you know, and then Teoscar just, I don't even know what he was thinking there. Like, that was just mind-numbing to me, like, what he was even trying to do there. So the Mariners drop at 6-4. Stinks because chance to get back to 500, they just can't seem to really do it. Now they're 2 games under. Hopefully they can bounce back. Hopefully still have a chance to win the series. JP France, who apparently is the love child of JP and Ty France, will hit the mound tomorrow against Marco. Hopefully Marco can have a bounce back outing from last Sunday. So still a chance for the Mariners to win this series here. Like, again, another game where I'd say the result doesn't bother me too much. It stings they were found 4-0, battled back, and then lost the lead. That stings. You hate when that happens because you kind of resign yourself to losing when it's 4-0, and you're like, okay, we're back in this. Julio and Ty continue to struggle. Now, I will say this. Ty had a single today and a walk, so he did reach base twice. That's good. Julio absolutely stung the ball in the first inning, his first at-bat. If it weren't for the Marine layer out there, that's probably home run. It had an expected batting average of 850 on that hit. So Julio did sting the ball. I think Julio's back is still bothering him. In the 8th, when he grounded out and Dubon threw him out, it looked like, that's a play where I've seen Julio safe, and he was out by a full step on that one. So that, I wonder if the back is still bothering him. Nice game for Colton Wong, had the bases clearing double. I think JP reached twice on a walk and a hit. Trammell walked. So, I thought the Mariners did okay against Christian Javier, who's been really good. And we know how good that Astros rotation is. We've seen it for years. I thought they did okay. Like, they didn't blow them out of the water, but they did enough that if Castillo was fully sharp on his game, they could have won it. Like, they were okay against Javier. It wasn't an amazing performance, but also wasn't the problem. I thought Luis Castillo was fine. He hung that pitch, that changeup to Alvarez. Easy to say, if he doesn't do that, you're fine, but he did it, and nobody is going to punish mistake pitches like Jordan Alvarez. So, but that I thought Luis Castillo was good. Last 3 starts haven't been his best, but he's been certainly good enough to win these games. So, other than that, like I said, Colton Wong seeing up. The Mariners really need that. They need Ty and Julio to really get hot. Like, we can talk about all these other things here, but that's what they need more than anything right now is those guys to get going and pick this team up. And then as far as like anything else, somebody asked me if you stop using Matt Brash in high leverage spots, and the Mariners need Andres Munoz back. Like, where is he? I think I saw today that they're hoping mid-May, but I'm getting a little concerned because it's supposed to be Robbie Ray was supposed to be May too. And then it was going to be early May, and now he still hasn't gone out on a rehab assignment yet. So we'll see. Don't panic. Hopefully everything's fine there, but they need Munoz back because he pitches the 9th today. Now, again, Munoz can give up runs too. I'm not saying he's never given up a run in his life, but there have definitely been a few games this year where I think the Mariners win if they have Munoz. And it helps you use Brash in more of those situations when you need the strikeout and you're not. I like using Matt Brash in the scenarios where the walk doesn't bother you, but you need the strikeout. Like, if there are runners at 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, then I'll throw Matt Brash in. If you walk some guys, give up some hits, whatever, they had 2nd and 3rd, no outs, but he's also got the strikeout ability. I wonder if there's something with Sewald not being available. He has pitched a lot recently. It could have just been Scott going to Matt Brash there, and because Brash didn't pitch yesterday, so it could have just been as simple as that. The Mariners bullpen right now, without Munoz, it's not as deep as we think of it being. I'm not saying it's been really good. But, Toba pitched yesterday, Sewald pitched yesterday. I think it just came down to that for Scott. Listen, Brash has amazing stuff. We've seen it. he's been BABIP to death. We talked about it, and he with the good fellas, he insulted him a little bit. He got a little bit screwed today, just a little bit, but he's still got to pitch better. I always say in scenarios, both things can be true. Like, people go, oh, that's all the ump. People go, no, Brash got better. Like, if anybody's on either side, both are true. That was a bad mistake by the ump. That was a strike. That needs to be called a strike. Shame on him. But Brash can pitch better too. We can meet in the middle and say both are correct. It's not one or the other on that stuff. So that's it for me. I've got to get some rest and get to bed. Still recovering. I hope you all sleep well. Enjoy your Friday night. Go M's. Hopefully they can bounce back tomorrow and get a win. 4-game winning streak. It stinks they couldn't get back to 500 tonight, but still a chance they can win the series to do that. So hopefully Marco can give them a good outing tomorrow and they can get it going. Hit the like button, hit the sub button, and I will see you guys all tomorrow night. Have a great one, everybody. Peace. Go M's.